Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends takeover video. So we are taking over Frosty's account today. We have got two primary goals, and that is to smash some clan boss damage and to get him through some higher levels of Spider. He's currently on the sort of build up towards the second part of Arbiter missions. So he's got a way to go yet before he needs to be clearing stage 20 Spider on auto, but basically said that at the moment he is kind of doing stage 16 on auto, but quite slow. And obviously 17 he's kind of barely got into at all. Was hoping for a couple more stages on Spider and perhaps slower, quicker times. And then on Clan Boss, he is kind of doing Brutal and Nightmare. So his Brutal keys generally coming in around 15 million. So let's see if we've got a key in here yet today. Doesn't look like it. And Nightmare keys are generally coming in around 9 to 10 million. So he's looking for a composition to be speed tuned to Nightmare Clan Boss that can also hit Brutal for him. So let's have a look. Let's just have a quick look around the account a bit more. So we're past the 90-day login with level 60 stuff. We have got a decent looking Great Hall. It feels like there's probably been a little bit of a lack of development over time in the Great Hall. So perhaps that's something that's picking up a bit now. We're starting to build up the accuracy side, but really an attack is probably one of the areas that you don't want to focus on, so that's probably quite an early mistake. I would expect for somebody that's this sort of level of the game, perhaps to have, be moving on to more like level 7s here and have a bit more stuff starting to build up in defense. So all I would say, guys, is don't neglect your arena tokens, don't neglect your Great Hall. All of these bonuses affect every single part of your game. So, put the time in, put those fights in. Even if it just means you're kind of picking out easy fights here and there, it's definitely worth your time. So, let's get into his roster. Just to check, see what the vault looks like. So, what I'm looking for here is any champions that might be able to come out and do a job for us at some stage. Let's just see. So, he's got pretty much, so we've got here about 3, 6, 9, 12, about 15 champions that are active in his roster, and then we've got another bunch of epics in here which could be useful. So someone like a Rearguard Sergeant is a very cool clan boss champion. Somebody like Harvest Jack is great for the arena. Who else have we got in here that is very good? Another Royal Guard never hurts when you're kind of building up your dungeon teams. Yeah, I'd say that's probably Talia's decent, but not kind of revolutionary for this setup. There's some good champions in here, but I don't think there's anyone that I'd say absolutely go and invest your time. Perhaps Rearguard Sergeant would be the one, but he's already got a Martyr who does some of the similar sort of stuff, so that wouldn't be a kind of game changer for him. So then, what have we got to play with? So for Spiders, I can immediately see a few champions who are just generally very strong. Tayrell's very strong. Miscreated Monster's very strong. Razon's very good. Lightsworn is very good. Trunda is kind of top tier. So we've got quite a few champions there for Spiders that are decent, which we can definitely do some work with. And then in terms of Clan Boss, we've got one of the best decrease attack champions in the game, the best decreased defense champion in the game, so side by side, plus a counter attacker. We've got someone else that can come in here and bring us a weaken. So we've really got kind of 3 champions that cover a huge amount of the requirements for Clan Boss. And then probably what you'd want to do there, we need a Poisoner, who I guess is going to be a Cult Brawler. Looking at this setup, so yeah, a Cult Brawler. So that's 4 kind of definites in the lineup, and then we would just need a 5th to come in as our support champion. So the 5th could be someone like a Miscreated Monster to bring shields and ally protection. It could be somebody like a Reliquary Tender to be able to cleanse off the stuns from the clan boss and heals. She's actually quite a good candidate for that. But it also, if we had the resources and the time, I think this Rearguard would probably do a job for Frosty here. So decreased defense, we don't need that. We've already got that in champions that are already up there. Decreased attack, same thing again. But this is what I'm thinking. So ally protection, continuous heal is a really good ability. And you get Buff on allies. So maybe it's not much better than... Let me just check. I think this might be actually the same skill on this guy. Allied protection, continuous heal, 4-turn cooldown. So actually maybe Miscreated Monster is already going to do what we want it to do there. So the only thing we're missing though, if I bring someone like this in, is somebody that's going to cleanse off the stun damage. And what that might mean is that one of these champions just kind of falls out of sync. So Relic Pretender is very good for doing that, and perhaps that's the better option for this team. But I think for now we're going to build up Miscreated Monster to do that role. Be interested to see who he's using as his kind of standard setup now. Just have a look. So don't think he did hit one, did he? No. So he's got Tyrell as the lead. Oh wow, this is interesting actually. The setup just feels quite weird to me. So Tyrell lead. Ultan's definitely the better option for that. Martyr definitely yes. He's then got 2 poisons. Maybe he's not doing enough poison just with 1. But my view is perhaps Occult Brawler's the better of the 2. Rason's then not in there. And then he doesn't. And then he's got a healer with a speed up. Now the thing here with the speed up alongside a healer is that you can't speed tune with someone like Apothecary in the team. So I think probably we do a bit of a revamp of that team. So let's just see how people are geared right now. So we do have lifesteal gear on the Rason, so he can come in. He's very slow, and he's got okay accuracy for what we're doing. Defense is probably a little bit low. Ultan again, really slow, but he's in lifesteal gear. He's gone kind of crit rate, but he's got crit rate gloves on. Yeah. And accuracy is low, so there's a lot that can be done here. Martyr slow again. Feels like we just probably not got speed boots anywhere. Good defense though. Okay accuracy, okay HP. So Tyrell was in the lineup, bit quicker but still not quick enough. Good accuracy, the rest of it looks okay. Defense is perhaps a little bit low. Cult Brawler. This is nice, this is better. This is a better setup apart from the defense is shockingly low. It feels like we just need to do a complete kind of re-gear here. Interesting, so perhaps he's using Light Sworn in the team as well. Don't think that he needs it though with the setup he's got here. So, okay, so plenty to do. Let's crack into doing some kind of gear analysis here. So we've got 683 items. Bunch of stuff that's new here as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through item by item and see what stuff we want to keep. So what I'm looking for is, is there a main stat that I care about? So attack percentage on gloves versus crit rate or crit damage is nowhere near as strong. So these ones I would probably just sell. This wouldn't be something I would keep. It's better than a flat stat, but it's not really going to be something that you would ever use. And pretty much what I'm looking for here is, do we have a kind of main stat of crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, speed, HP percentage? I'm looking for all of those kind of decent pieces. I'm not looking for a flat stat piece like this. This goes straight in the bin. There's very few instances that you're going to need it. And with an account as progressed as this, I can't see that these would ever be rolled on. So let's not just keep stuff for the sake of it. Let's make sure that we've got the right kind of pieces to get this account progressing. And then I just kind of go through item by item and make sure that we're kind of keeping hold of the right stuff. So I'm going to do that now and then I'll come back on. Okay, so of the 683, we're clearing out about 130. There probably could be more that I would clear out, but I don't want to be too brutal. I want to leave some decent amount of gear pieces to work with. The main sets I'm interested in is potentially Stalwart. I really would like plenty of gear to work with in Lifesteal, especially because we don't have a sort of dedicated healer in this setup. Speed is always useful. Accuracy is always useful. And then actually defense sets and crit rate sets are pretty useful as well. So get rid of those. 136 in the bin. 3 odd million coming in. Which means that we kind of boost up to what, a good 37 healthy amount of silver here. 37 million. I know that Frosty's been working on his kind of silver for the last couple of weeks in preparation for this. So this isn't just kind of silver that's been in the bank for a long time. We kind of planned this takeover in. So yeah, let's get into regearing these champions then. So I'm going to start as always with my counter attacker. My aim here is to get a speed of 171. Because we're going Nightmare, we want to be between 171 and 189. Ideally, what I do is I have the same level of defense. The speed hits 171 and my accuracy stays about the same. They're the three stats I really care about. So speed 171 is my first priority. Second priority is to make sure my accuracy comes over 180. And then my third priority is to get as much defense as I can. Once those three things are done, anything else is a bonus. But that's my kind of three main priorities. The way I go about doing that is I start off with the jewelry items. So ideally with somebody that is a debuffer like a martyr, you would like an accuracy banner. That's the preference. We don't have one on this account, so the second best is to have a defense banner, and ideally with a speed roll. So this is as good as it's going to get for this account. Obviously, once Spider is on farm at higher levels, this is something you would replace. One thing we can do, just in case, is check that faction and just see if someone else, like this cheeky fella, is stealing her banner, which he is. Let's just see if there's anyone in the vault that might have stuff like that. Not in terms of 6-star, no. Okay, so Lightsworn's banner is no longer this one. He is not as precious as our martyr, so we're going to take that off of him. And you see we start the ball rolling. So we start immediately moving towards a build which enables me to take these accuracy pieces off up top and have more flexibility. I'm going to lose a bit of defense because this is a defense rolled item, but that accuracy is worth way more than that defense. We then look at see where else we can make improvements. So the amulet here, the absolute best scenario would be that I find a defense-based amulet with accuracy rolls. We've got HP there, and we've got attack there. So there's no amulets here that are going to help us. Again, let's just make sure that this fella's not pinching one. He's not. What we got here? Attack, attack, attack. That's no good to us. Okay, so we can't do a lot with the amulet. It looks like we're going to be sticking with an HP amulet for now. There's nothing better here in terms of substats. So if we had accuracy in one of these substats, I would be tempted to switch them over, but we don't. And then the ring, we'd want to be defense-based, which it already is. The only way that I would swap this out is if I just found a level 6 legendary ring like this. If that was defense as the main stat, then I would consider swapping it out. But bearing in mind it's fully maxed anyway, so this would be a waste of silver to kind of just change it over for the sake of it. And we've already got a roll in defense as well, which is nice. But you can definitely get better 5-star rings than this. So you could have got a defense ring with defense HP on it and got like a double roll in defense. That would be the next best thing. But there's nothing better here, so that ring will stay. So jewelry is pretty much where it's going to be. I'm going to whack this one up to level 16 and hope that I get a speed roll in here. And then I will start to do some work on the top side. Okay, so good news is we did roll speed, which means that this accuracy banner has actually turned out pretty nice. We've got defense on it. We've got obviously 78 accuracy, so it's 5-star, and we've got 5 speed. So that is kind of a decent, decent supplement. So if you think about where we were, we had 338 defense from the base. So we've lost 267 defense. We've lost a bit of speed, but we gained a massive chunk of accuracy, and that is what we need to do with banners. As I say, this could be replaced, but we don't have the items for it yet. So now what we do is we come up the top, and we've got a lot of speed still to make up. So we're still 46 speed short of where I need to be. The magic fix for that is just to throw in a pair of speed boots, which I'm sure we've probably got some of to build. So we've got speed boots here, we've got speed boots here. That will get us up to 40 more speed and pretty much where we need to be. So that's one option, and it's probably an option on most of these champions that I'm going to have to take because we don't have tons and tons of gear here. Another option though is to try and find a defense set of boots on either speed or lifesteal gear. So if there was some defense boots here, like these, or any more, or these. So potentially what you can do is try and roll up some defense boots, but get enough speed from the rest of your gear to still be able to keep 6 items which aren't without speed boots. So it's a really kind of, it gets to the advanced level of builds. But if I could get this defense boot up to 60% defense for me and find enough speed to still get myself to 171 speed, then that's about as good a build as I'm going to get with this level of gear. So that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I do is I would see if I get any extra speed in substats on these boots. I would then look for my fastest items that I've got around that have like relevant stats. Like this one's not bad. This one is okay. And there might be some other kind of individual pieces like this that I would just try and roll up a couple of levels and see if I get some good speed rolls. I'd also be looking at gear that's on other champions already. I'm just kind of getting a feel for, on this account, is it even possible? So this could be a nice one. This one's already been rolled up to 8 and it hasn't landed speed. Yeah, so I'm just looking, have I got enough? This is blooming great for accuracy, but we don't really need that right now. So it feels like I don't have tons of options on, ooh, look at this fella. I'm actually going to leave that one in there because that can be quite useful for an arena champion, but this is not going to go on one of my kind of standard champs. So you can see there's a lot of good gear here, but it's not particularly fast. Let's just have a quick look through the lifesteal stuff. So this is what I'm after. This is exactly what I need to make that type of boot change happen. So a triple roll on speed on an item here gives me a big old boost of speed. And I just kind of need to bear in mind how much speed we already have on stuff. So we don't have a lot of speed on stuff at the moment. So I could go triple roll on speed here. Hope to find another kind of piece with at least a double roll. And I think I'm probably going to get close, but I'm only going to be able to do it maybe on one champion. And that one champion is probably going to end up being Marta, because she is going to be kind of our carry for this content. So this is nice as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can get her into defense boots, and then we will build the rest of the champs. Okay, we have got Marta finished. I didn't manage to get the defense boots on her. Her base defense is actually very low. So what you want to do is use that technique when you want to boost defense, but on somebody whose, sorry, base speed is very low. You need someone whose base speed is a bit higher to get this kind of easier setup. Also, you need more kind of substat rolls on speed, which we don't really have in this account. So I think I'll be able to do it with somebody else, but with Marta, because her base speed was so low, I found it difficult to get to the 171. So what we've done, we've gone with accuracy set to make sure that it actually comes up nice and high. We've got defense gloves, we've got defense chest 50%, and speed boots. I've managed to get her up to 4.2k defense, which is good. For Nightmare, it's actually a really good level. 35k HP, which is strong. Got the 171 speed in, and we've got 243 accuracy. We're also topping over that 50% crit rate mark, so that's going to be pretty nice for hits. So she is in really good shape. I think we're going to move on to our decreased attack person now, which is Ultan. And again, we've got a lot of work to do here because the speed is way too low. Defense is too low, accuracy is too low. So this whole build is kind of not set up for the clan boss setup. I'm just going to do masteries as we go as well. So this mastery setup is, it's not a bad mastery setup, but if you're speed tuning, you cannot go into these two here, which is what we just had. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to look to extend debuffs and chance to do it. And then we're going to go sort of standard route for somebody who's got an A1 single target, single hit or double hit, which is down here. And then we're just going to get a bit more damage out from these two. And this is an ability that's going to help us for when we do content that is not just clan boss. That's her. Let's go into Ultan, check his masteries. So that is already good. That is already good. So we are set up on masteries. So yeah, I'm going to get into gear and show you how we get on. Okay, so Ultan is built. We did manage to squeeze these defense boots onto him, which is cool. His accuracy is probably a bit lower than I'd like it to be, but it's not far off. It probably is only about 10 lower than where I'd want it to be. So that's something that can be built up. We've basically got here a speed of 172. So he's 1 speed quicker than Marta. Very high crit rate, very good defense, good HP, a little bit low on accuracy. So we're kind of nearly where I want him to be, but he's still going to do some work for us. That's going to be a decent build for him. We're going to move on now to Rason. who is going to be the next one in the team. So Rason again, super slow, really slow here. Good accuracy, bad defense. There's a lot that needs doing on this build, so it's probably going to be a bit of a rework. So I will show you how we do. I guess just have a quick look at same sort of ideas here. So do we have accuracy on the banner? Yes, but we don't have speed, but it's about as good as we're going to get for this one. Don't have any defense here again, but I don't think I've got options to change it. I do have defense here and really good rolls, so this is kind of what we're looking for in a ring. I wouldn't change it even if I found a better one, which is now a 5-star rare. There's no point changing it out, that's already good. So the jewelry is kind of where it's going to stay, apart from rolling up the banner to 16. So most of the work's going to have to be done up the top half of the build. I shall show you it when it's done. Okay, Rason is finished. We've got him at the right speed. Accuracy is just again a little bit low, but not bad. Defense is creeping up, but still not amazing. We've got 3.7k defense, 175 speed, 166 accuracy. I think it's a good build. It's not an amazing build, but it's certainly something to work on. The main thing we're lacking actually is just good substats. So we've got these good speed boots, but we've got like just dreadful substats coming off of them. And we don't really have much in the way of options. I guess I should just check some of the people that we're not going to be using and make sure we don't have a bunch of good ones sitting on them. See, even these, it seems like every time I pick someone, I think, oh, maybe they've got some good boots on. They just seem to all have pretty bad substats on the boots, which is a real letdown. It's really, it's just unfortunate, I guess. You know, it's perhaps not farmed quite enough yet. These are better, actually. They are better. I'm going to steal those if I don't find anything else. But yeah, this is the kind of process when you get to this stage is, can we just find something which is going to help out the team that we're actually building for Clan Boss? So Clan Boss, these are better. This is what we want. Clan Boss is always going to be my first priority when I'm doing this type of setup. Once I've got the Clan Boss team in place, then I can start to reallocate the rest of the gear. But because you get your best rewards from Clan Boss, it's kind of where you want to focus your time. That just feels much better already, much better speed. We're still short on defense. The main area where we can get defense from here is basically swapping out this amulet for a defense one when we get it. So it's going to be another 260 defense. We could roll this one up to level 16, which would give us another 80 defense. And then it's a case of finding other bits of gear which we replace with some sort of defense rolls on them. But even if you got the amulet and the ring rolled up, all of a sudden you'd be at 4k defense. And then this build is rock solid for Nightmare. So we're not far off. That's decent. So that's 3 done. 3 done, 2 to go. So we're going to go with Occult Brawler next. Occult Brawler, again, we kind of want an accuracy banner. Accuracy banner is like crucial for him. And we've got one here which is 5-star. Doesn't have speed on it, but we're going to take that because we need that extra accuracy on him. We then look for the banner. We don't want attack, but we do want accuracy. So ideally, I find a defense one in here somewhere. If I get a defense one, I will be happy. We don't have any though, again. So just sort of struggling here. This banner may end up being better than this one, even though I'm going to lose 10 accuracy. Gain the crit damage. His crit damage means his procs a heal. So when he does damage, he heals. He's got an automatic crit on his A2. So actually taking some crit damage on him if he can't find defense is better than taking that piece there, provided we can get the accuracy in his build. This definitely wants to be defense. I can't believe we've been so unlucky with rings and stuff here. So we've got a bunch of defense rings, but they've all got bad substats. Or we've got this option here of an HP ring. But is it really better than what we've got? Probably not. I mean, this might actually be better. Rolling this defense ring up to max or up to 12. I need to build his defense up from here. His base defense is so low that putting defense percentage bits on him is not going to make a massive impact. So I actually need to get defense in the jewelry somehow. So I'm going to put this ring on him. Let me just check the other ones. Yeah, I mean, maybe I put this one on him so I don't waste that piece there. And hope that within the rolls leading up to 12, we get some sort of either defense percentage or HP percentage. That'd be ideal. But you see, when you're not able to farm spiders, it makes the builds so much harder for Nightmare kind of setup. And you know, I get it. I've kind of come up like everyone else building my teams. But it's so important to get your spider farm rolling as early as you can, so that you can start to build these teams with more options. But yeah, I'm going to build this guy up, and then I'll show you the results once we're done. Okay, so Occult Brawler is done. We're not where we want to be with this build. So the speed is right, 174. The accuracy is good. Crit rate and crit damage are good. HP is good. Defense is still too low. I can't do much about it until we got the right jewelry pieces. So the way to improve this is to get a defense amulet, to get a 5-star defense ring, and load those right the way to 16. And then you start to kind of build this up and get an extra about 300 odd defense. No, it'd be more than that. It'd be more like 500-600 defense. At which stage he's in pretty good shape, but he will have to do his damage early in the game, and we will have to just kind of roll on after he is dead. But that's his kind of weakness, I guess, is his survivability is quite low when you get to Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare. More Ultra Nightmare than Nightmare, actually. He will survive pretty long into the game with this build, but he does need more support than some of the other champions here to keep him alive. Okay, so we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to go on now and build up Miscreated Monster ready for Clan Boss, and that'll be our last champion. So this build at the moment is not a Clan Boss build, but we're going to turn it into one, and it will also be viable for spiders and stuff once we get onto that as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, we've got Miscreated Monster built. I've gone triple Immortal gear, so he's going to heal about 10% of his HP every turn. His HP is crazy up there at like nearly 70k, 67k. Okay defense, not amazing, but not bad. 172 speed, so he's still going to go before or just after my Martyr. Good accuracy for spider build. It's not really needed for Clan Boss, but that's just for kind of other parts of the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a fight. Let's get ourselves into Clan Boss. I think we're going to start with Brutal. Unfortunately, we're at Silly Affinity, which is not going to help us because this is probably the hardest affinity in the game. But let's kick off with our setup and see how we do. So let me just see what aura we've got here. That's Arena. Just thinking, I don't really want my Martyr to be my lead because she's going to get whacked. Oh, that's right. All turns a lead. Martyr's next. We've then got Miscreated Monster in there. Hate the way it keeps doing that. Miscreated Monster. Please let me just press him in the team. Thank you. Rason in. And who's the last one I just built? Occult Brawler. So we've got decreased attack, decreased defense, weaken and decreased defense, counter attack, shielding, ally protection and heals, and we've got poison. Let's get into this fight. Let me just think about affinity. So everybody's fine on affinity except the Rason. I guess if I had another build set up, I could sub Tyrell in for this position, and that would probably be better. So that's always an option to have a substitute available. But we're going to go in, set it up, and then we're going to run it on auto. So we get decrease, defense, and weaken up straight away. Occult Brawler is just a kind of menace at getting these poisons on. We're going to get our decrease attack on straight away. We're going to go straight in with the A2 on the big Miscreated Monster, which gives me a shielding. And then we're going to get counter attack up straight out. And that is pretty much the setup. Now, I could easily run this team on auto and it would perform well. Rason can steal away this buff. He's got weak hits here, so that's kind of affecting my chances to do it, but we've got it away there. And you see this, we're just kind of going to stack up poisons. We're going to keep this defense shield up all the time. So I'm going to go A1 again. He'll go A2 for his next turn. I'm going to go ally protection at this stage, which brings my healing up on my my Miscreated Monster. Make sure we keep that decrease attack on nice and solid. And the main thing here is can I get enough poison stacking with Occult Brawler? That's my only kind of risk, I think, to this setup. But yeah, we're just going to keep going. So we've got 4 stacks now. What I'm going to do is wait till the next stack comes in, and that's when I'll A2, so it gives me an extra turn. But yeah, we are looking good. So now I'll go with his A2 on old turn, which gives me my my increased defense right across the board again. And you'll see he's probably going to take the stun. Oh, it's actually got Rason. That's not too bad. See, we've got 5 debuffs now on Occult Brawler. So you go A2, eats him up, also gives him an extra turn, which is another chance to lay poison. and we lay the poison. So that's the kind of setup. Shield goes on again, and we kind of rinse and repeat that now until the end. We're speed tuned so we stay in this order. There's nothing. This affinity can mess up your speed tune. That's the only frustration with it. But other than that, if it was any other affinity, we would never fall out of sync. But this affinity can kind of mess us up a bit. So yeah, I'm going to run this through and I'll show you how we do for damage at the end. So we've just finished the run. I actually killed the boss. So this is a 29.75 million run. I was still going. I was starting to die. I'd lost one member. I'd lost Rason. But yeah, we were 13 minutes in. I took the boss down. So we've gone from a kind of 13 to 15 million brutal key straight banging in with a 30 million key with a bit more in the tank. So that is pretty insane. What does that do? So that's an easy 1 key. Easy 1 key territory there. So Nightmare then, I'm just going to check and see what damage he has said to me. 1 sec. Okay, yeah, so Nightmare, we're doing 9 to 12 million per key at the moment. So we are going to crack on. Let's just see if we get something cool from the chest for the video. Actually, that's not bad for brutal chest. A shard and a book. Yeah, not great. What else we got? That's not too bad either. Okay, so we're going to go on to Nightmare. This is what we're speed tuned for, so this should be good for us. I'm going to run the same team again, and let's see how we go. So again, we just kind of do the same sort of setup. It's all about getting your setup in a good place. Just go for a decrease attack here, because we know we're going to get some shields, and we know we're going to get the increased defense from Martyr, so I don't want to waste the increased defense from Ultan. Ultans will come a bit later on. And yeah, so again, I'm just going to run this through exactly the same. Let's see how we do compared to that normal kind of 10 million odd chest that we were getting before. So here we are, we're 9 minutes in. This clan boss is starting to hit really hard now, so I can't see me lasting too much longer. I just dropped Miscreated Monster at this stage, which is pretty good actually. So his defense is low. He doesn't have a banner yet, which is kind of hurting our chances a little bit, but feels like, yeah, we're just about to die. Albeit we're sort of 9.5 minutes in, so I feel like this is going to be a reasonably good run. We've kept poisons ticking right the way through. This is where you start to need to just manage your resources well. So I've done that because I wanted to get my increased defense across the board, knowing that I've still got at least one more turn of decrease attack on the clan boss. This is now danger territory though, so I want to go counter attack, but I actually need to get decreased attack on him to try and last another turn. And that's what it's about at this stage now. It's just getting as many hits in for this kind of final stage of the fight as we can. It's probably me dead. Yeah. So 10 minutes exactly, 25.34 million. So I've over doubled the keys we were getting before, and got ourselves firmly into 2 key Nightmare clan boss there. So that is really good. Occult Brawler is bossing it with 10 million. Razon's come in well with 5 million, and we've got a pretty decent kind of 3 to 4 million across the board here. Miscreated Monster is in there for support, still hit 2.2 million, so that's decent. Yeah, really pleased with that. That is a really good setup. So that is clan boss done and dusted. I think what we're going to do is we are going to go straight onto spiders and see what we can do with spiders. So good thing is when you do this kind of rework on your clan boss team, generally you've already done a good bit of the groundwork for the things like spider teams as well. So actually I'm just gonna check. I've probably stolen stuff off of some of these champs, so let's just make sure we've got decent gear on. Defense is right. HP, I'd rather have defense again. That's pretty nice. That's even better. That's what we want. I'm gonna roll that one up to 12. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get my best level of base defense that I can for somebody like anyone who's going to go into spider. I need them to be able to live. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to build this Trunder up, check the stats on some of these other guys, and then I will come back in for that spider fight. So nice thing here, I can ascend this Trunder and get her up to max level. That's going to help me with gearing and being able to sort spider out. Let's go back into champion screen. So yeah, so I've ascended her up. Where's she gone? So, and I've also put this, so this isn't rolled nicely. We've got 20% extra HP off of this ring, which is massive. We've got our defense amulet on there already. I'm going to put, ideally, a accuracy banner. There's one there. Yeah, so it's going to be this one. We need the accuracy because she's going to be the person who lays out HP burn and stuns. So I'm going to get this done, and then I'm just going to check the rest of her gear before we get into it. Okay, so we've got some champions built up. Tyrell is built relatively tanky. He's a bit slow. Actually, he's pretty slow. I'd much rather these on him. That's better. So he's still quite slow, but he's okay. He's got enough accuracy to do his decreased turn meter, which is what I want. Miscreated Monster is built for clan boss, as we just saw, so he's in good shape already. Rason, same. Trunda, I've just put this accuracy banner on her, so she's got a bit of accuracy now. She's got HP, gloves, defense chest, so she's got good survivability and speed boots. So all we're looking for is kind of good accuracy, good speed, good survivability on someone like a Trunda. The rest of her work is all about poisons, all about burns. Do it 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have any sort of cold hearts or anything like that in this account, so we could go Royal Guard. We could also go with someone like a Marta or an Ultan, or we could just go Apothecary for the speeds. Actually, it might be better. Go Apothecary. Do I have any more speed boots anywhere? Using up all these boots. Looks like we're done with those. He's still quick anyway. 200 speed's decent, so he's good to go. So yeah, so all I'm going to do, let's see where we are in Masteries here. Don't know what we've got. So we're just going to run with this and see how we get on. If you think about the main aim here is to just kind of push that farming level up so that Frosty can just kind of start to pick up better items. It's really what he needs, is that kind of setup for to help his clan boss team. He needs better items here now. So we're looking at blue affinity, so we want red or blue in the mix, which is perfect for what we've got here. So this team looks decent. It might be that Apothecary being a level 50 just gets kind of hard targeted, and it might be able to sub him out for Marta, but we're going to try this first because I think this is quite a good setup. And we're just going to try it full auto and see how we get on. So I'm hoping that with the stuns and the HP burns, we should just absolutely annihilate this spider. We've got a lot of turn meter control from both Tyrell and Rason. Lots of HP burns on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whenever they start to move, we're going to see a lot of damage kicking in. See this damage? And we've already kind of got a decent chunk of damage done on the boss without really any kind of damage on me. Miscreated Monster puts up massive shields for us so that we're kind of giving our Apothecary a chance to live. But saying that, he's still struggling. So there's the big shield again. We needed that. He's healed himself up, so we're kind of good for a little while. We're going to get the first reset in a second. There's the first reset. So we've done about a quarter of the health in that first reset. Now we're looking for the recycle ability on the Trunda HP burn, and the Rason kind of cooldowns on his turn meter and that type of stuff. So we've got a little while to wait. This would be quicker if everybody was obviously tier 6 masteries. It makes it much easier. But there we go again. HP burns ticking away. Looking good. Got a decreased defense and weaken on the boss again. So we just want, here's one, turn meter control. Come in there. We just want to keep working our way down the boss. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. I think this is probably going to clear the stage quite easily. We should get the Rason turn meter control back, I think, on his next ability. Maybe it's going to come at a poor time for us, actually, but we've still got HP burns ticking away, so this spider has taken a ton of damage. There's the turn meter reset, which has actually come at a reasonable time. And what we're at here, 150. We might do this within sort of 210 or so. Depends how we go with War Master hits. So we didn't get any there. It's not ideal. Slam dunk those spiders. Give me a massive shield again. There we go. Turn meter control from the Tyrell. Here's the HP burns, and that is job done. So that is pretty clean. Good team. Good team. So fundamentals, it's like you see in my spider video. Fundamentals are at least 2 kind of support champions, at least 2 people that control turn meter, and then your damage either comes from HP burn sources or single target nukers. But yeah, that was decent. So on to stage 19. So here we go. I'm actually running 4 negative affinity champions to try and get this done. We're just going to use A1s to start with. I don't want to do any of my main abilities until the spider resets. I will get on my weaken and decrease defense to try and get some bigger hits in. Hopefully get a big shield here. That's just going to kind of see me through, and then it's just going to be A1s. Tyrell should be the focus, because I've got quite high HP on my apothecary. I want them to focus Tyrell. He's got good defense. And he's also got lifesteal gear, so he's going to be able to kind of deal with the spiderlings better than most. And then once we get the first full reset, I'm going to start using things like my HP burn. So this is fully manual. It's really hard. Spider 20 is probably the toughest dungeon. It's very hard to complete. So I'm going to go AoE and try and get his health back. It's good. Try and get HP burns on. This is the most crucial move now. I could even wait until there's more spiderlings here. I think I'm going to wait. I just want to get a full deck of spiderlings before I use it. See, we've got a couple more dropping in. I think that's now the full set. Get my ally protection up so that Tyrell doesn't take as much damage. And try and drop some turn meter. Didn't land. Now we go HP burn. Hope we get at least 4. Oh, this is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is big. 8 hits there is really good. So we just need to keep shields up, stuns up as much as we can. Now we drop turn meter when it's right full up the top like that. It's perfect. And we're just going now on the boss. So HP burn should do its job. Should get loads of damage from that. I'm going to keep Tyrell nice and topped up. I'm hoping still to get a few Giant Slayer and War Master procs, because that's a lot of damage for me. I've only got it on 3 of the champions here though, so a lot of the damage for me is going to come from HP burns. And we've just got to recycle those abilities as quickly as we can now. Spider's about to come to its first kind of half reset where it doesn't heal but just gives us some damage. Here it is. Still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 HP burns ticking, which is not bad. I'll go AoE hit. I need to start to thin out the spiderling wave a bit. Get myself some shielding and some stuns off. That's good. HP burn's nearly back. It's probably going to be saved now until the next spider hit, because I'm not going to be able to get the full benefit of it in this turn. Keep Tyrell nice and alive. Lots of damage coming in. That's good. See if I can drop turn meter. I did. That's actually pretty good. I might just go AoE HP burn here. Oh, this is tricky business. Am I going to one-shot the spider? Probably not. So no, I'm not going to. Silly. Just going to hold off now. Keep my speed rotation going well. I need this ability back from Rason as soon as possible. I also need my shielding back from Miscreated Monster as soon as possible. Tyrell's still very vulnerable here. It's pretty likely to die actually. If he dies, the attempt kind of falls down. I just want the spider to do its reset. There it is. I don't want anyone to die. That's okay. We know we've got shields coming up in a second. So we've got 2 more turns on Razon's main ability. So we get some shields up. Not big shields. Didn't actually land many War Master procs there, but hopefully we get another good HP burn turn. Yes, that's decent. 1 more turn for the Rason. Decrease turn meter, which is what we need badly. We really need it. Need it as soon as possible as well. So I'm going to go speed up and see if I can get Rason to go before the spider. Get decreased defense across the board. Here we go. Perfect timing again. Drops the turn meter. Brilliant. So we are in with a chance here. In with a chance. There's lots of HP burns going on. Keep Tyrell topped off. Might land a bit of turn meter again. No, didn't land at that time. And now it's just about hoping that I get some War Master procs, keeping shields up, all the while hoping these spiders just kind of burn the main spider to death. So this is good damage now. Good chunky damage coming in. That's what we need. Good chunky damage. That's nice. And we've still got a full turn meter worth of spider to go yet. A little while yet before I get my shields and stuff back. So this Tyrell is vulnerable right now. I think I need to heal him. This hit's coming in. There's no HP burns up right now, so we are literally just praying that we get some hits off. Good timing on the shield. A long time before that turn meter's reduction is back. Keep people fast. Got an HP burn. I'm hoping that this gets enough that's going to kill this spider outright. I need to go for a decreased turn meter. Didn't land again. I think I just got to go all in on the spider here. Yes, and I got him. 6-minute fight. Wow, that is hard. Level 19 is hard. Oh, that was tough. Right. So, things change now. We go to level 20 and things get a lot easier because we're on green affinity, so my blues don't take such a pounding. I think we just switch into Marta, Tyrell, and I think we're probably going to be able to run this on auto. So I'm just going to kick straight in for a try. Let's see how we do. The theme of it is actually the same. We don't have Rason that's going to reduce turn meter, so that's tricky, but I do land more HP burns on a green affinity because it's the strong affinity for Trunder. We should also get Tyrell firing on this one, whereas on the last effort he wasn't really firing. The target here is going to be Marta, and she's obviously strong and she's got lifesteal gear on, so all in all we should be in good shape as long as the HP burn does its job. Obviously she's had the first sort of suck in of spiders, so all of the first HP burns are a waste, but on auto you kind of have to do that. This isn't going to be the quickest run in the world. We haven't got a team that can do the quickest run in the world. There's no cold hearts in this lineup. There's no yeah, I guess it's all based on Trunder doing her HP burn, and she's not even max masteries. I've got level 50 in here, so you know there's a lot of things about this kind of team that is not perfect, but it's still strong. It's still got strong fundamentals in Tyrell, turn meter, in decreased defense, in speed, spiderling control. So hopefully the HP burn comes back up. Here it is, loads of them on. That's great. And now we just need basically we need them to burn themselves to death. So you see here, loads of damage going on. It's all for the HP burns. And we're doing nice chunky damage. If anything, we've probably done a bit too much AoE based damage and not let the spiderlings burn out, but we're doing well. So spider's just over half health, 1 minute 50. Again, we're in full auto here, so I'm just trying to set this up so that it's going to work for an Arbiter run when he gets to those sort of missions. There's definitely quicker teams that could do this manually, but it's all about can we get something set up for auto for that Arbiter mission. There we go again, provokes. We've just got loads of spiderling control. Just rotating abilities, waiting for Trunder's HP burn to come back up. And what we're at here, 220. There's going to be at least a 5-minute fight again, I think. HP burn goes on. We could do with that ability being booked up so that it lands on more spiderlings, but also it gets its cooldown back quicker. But obviously, legendary books are not easy to come by in this game. In fact, they're probably the hardest thing to come by in this game. Also, if Trunder had like max mastery, she'd be hitting with Warmaster procs, which would get the spider down quicker, and there's a whole heap of stuff that could improve on this setup. But the kind of basis of it is good. I'd say Apothecary is one of those champions that actually doesn't necessarily need to be a 6-star to flourish in endgame content. As long as you build him tanky, he can sort of divert attention from himself and still be really effective. So in terms of this build, I've got him in HP chest and HP gloves just to kind of keep him alive. So we're at just over half health. Again, we just got the control coming in from Marta, keeping people off of my weak guys. I just need the HP burn back again, and I need it to land on as many as possible. Got some good hits off here with the War Master procs. Here it is. It's good again, so we've got it on about, what, 6 or 7? Loads of damage coming in. Tons of damage, that's really good. Is it enough though? That's the question. See, every time one of them moves, we get another 160,000 damage to the boss. It's massive. So it feels like it's going to keep chunking down. There's still, what, 3 or 4 up with this HP burn. 3, I think, now. Every time they move, they're doing another chunk of damage. Going to be close as to whether we get it before the next rotation. Don't think we're going to quite get it. Haven't quite got it, but down to a quarter health now. We're starting to take some big hits from the spider. Every time the spider sucks in other spiderlings, he hits harder. The attack will go up. So that's something. There is a timer on this fight. You can't just kind of keep going. There's a definite timer running. So we just need this to land now. We just need the next HP burn to be the one that takes him out. Here it is. Again, we've got reasonable number landed, not tons. We've got a reasonable number. Could have done with perhaps a couple more there. We just need now for this to be enough. Otherwise, I'm probably going to wipe. We've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got plenty of protection going on, but yeah, we need a couple of War Master procs now. Oh, look at the damage. We just need one more tick. There it is. 5 minutes 30. It's not quick, but it's auto, and it is done. Whew, it's just been a tough old account actually. So we have moved clan boss damage on Brutal from about 12 million a key to 29 million. We've moved nightmare damage from about 10 million a key to 25 million, and we've just walked our way through to Spider 20 with an auto team. That is job done. Thanks for coming. This is Hell Hades out. I am going to bed. Catch you later, guys.